All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy almost opening day. I see that I have a few that weren't planning to attend today's event, but then the Brewers were postponed. So, opening day will be tomorrow. And then the home opener, when you'll see all the staff, and we encourage you to also join in, is April 2nd. So Tuesday, the Brewers open here in Milwaukee. So you'll see staff, we have Cracker Jacks, and you'll see staff in their baseball wear. So, hope you join in. But as always, thank you for joining us today. We have a pretty full agenda. For those of you that are brand new to East Castle Place, I'm not seeing too many new faces, but anybody here for the first time for a State of the Castle? Well, then I don't have to go through the whole thing. So, all right, we'll just jump into it. We'll invite Lynn here to give you an update from the resident council. Lynn, take it away.
Thank you, sir. For those of you who haven't met me, I'm Lynn Woodard, and Joe Schmidt is the one who should be standing here. She'll be back next month, and then I can be anonymous again. I have two quick things to report from the council. First of all, there are still a couple of committees who would love to have additional volunteers. So if you are interested in finding out about the communications committee, Joe Schmidt will be back. She can talk to you about that. Lifestyle, Mary Beth is here maybe somewhere. They're in the back. She'd be happy to talk to you about that committee and what you could do as a volunteer. Wellness is Joanne Heller here, way in the back. She could talk to you about wellness. Treasure Chest welcomes new volunteers. Jane can raise her hand. And then gardening. So please, there are still opportunities to, get involved, and you could do it for an hour a month, or, well, I shouldn't say that. You would talk to the committee people. Now, from the council, and this is kind of the important part from me. Kathy presented this to me, so I'm going to get it straight. The election committee will be accepting nominations for the state slate of residents who would like to run for election to the council from April 8th through 17th. So starting early next month, we're looking for nominations. The election will occur the week of May 6th, okay? Any resident who will have been living here for 6 months as of May 16th is eligible. Residents will receive nomination forms in their mail slots, and you can nominate another resident if you would like to see them on the council, but please talk to them about it first. Do not hesitate to nominate yourself. Others may not know how capable and interested you may be. Please, anyone who participates on a committee is a great candidate for council because you've already been on a committee, you've shown some interest in getting involved. Think about taking another step and joining us on the council. Extra nomination forms in a box to put the nomination forms will be in the main library near the reception desk, so look for that. Members of the election committee will notify you if you've been nominated. She's repeating on here, nominate residents you would like to see on the council. Anyone who's been here more than a week already knows other residents. The council members are the liaison between the residents and the administration. The council represents each and every one of us. We are lucky to live here, and the council's work is one of the things that makes it work. So if you want to see Barbara Hill, Barbara here, raising her hand, or Kathy Johnson, if you have an interest in this, please go and talk to them, and they'll give you more information about exactly what's involved, aside from the monthly council meeting. And I'm done. Oh, I have to call on Susan, who is going to talk about the Green Committee. All right? So you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, I'll do that. Hi. I'm Susan McAninch. I am the newest member of your Green team, so I was the lucky straw that got to present today. And I thought I might be going after Majorca.
I'm just here to support if you have any questions.
Okay, in that case, this is all about this transition that is happening on April 22nd, appropriately Earth Day. We are transitioning from carry-out containers that we either throw away or put in recycling to reusable containers that we do not throw away and we do not recycle. We're gonna learn to return them in a timely fashion to the kitchen, or the space in the Gilman dining room that's dedicated for return. So if you are like Jim and me and use carryout fairly regularly, you have seen this flyer from Majarka, thank you very much. This explains what's coming on April 22nd. And frankly, I don't feel inclined to go through the whole thing for you. It's right here in writing. If there's more you want to say about it, we'll do that. What I really want to do is express the enthusiasm that the Green Team has for this change. And we hope that our enthusiasm can be contagious. Unlike COVID, we really want everyone on board with this. As a matter of fact, we absolutely need 100% participation. So, I'm not just asking, I tell you, I am pleading with you. I am begging you to participate in this program. It's gonna require unlearning, throwing stuff away, putting it in recycling. It's gonna require unlearning that and learning a new habit. And I know new habits take a little time, but we can get to it. What you're gonna wanna do is rinse, return, repeat. These signs, probably bigger than this, will go up in all the trash closets on all the floors. As reminders, should any of these new green containers get that far to the trash room. I hope they don't. But we hope that over time, we expect that over time, rinse, repeat, rinse, return, repeat will indeed become a new habit. It'll become our new routine. You know, you may ask yourself, is this really worth it? I am one small person in this whole planet. Well, for starters, if everyone said that, we'd be in deeper trouble than we're already in. But beyond that, I want to give just a small demonstration. If I heard this correctly, this container and the others like it, there we are, there's one still missing, I didn't want to carry it down. This container can handle up to 1,000 washings in a hot dishwasher, all of these. So let me put that a different way. This container, picture this, picture 1,000 of these in the landfill versus one of these eventually going to recycling. So I hope that helps further the cause. And April 22nd, Earth Day, what a gift. What a gift we are giving. Questions for us? Yes.
How much does a green container cost?
This larger container here that we will put, dinner in, this costs us about $9. Okay? This container that we'll use for soup, salad, sides, this is about $3.50-ish. And then this container that soup goes in is just under $5.
How does that compare to the black containers that you buy?
This container here costs us about 6 cents. So East Castle has put a lot of effort in costs into purchasing these containers to start up the green program.
Anything else, Fred? Yes.
I was a member of the Green Committee at one time, and we ordered those containers, and it flopped. So what's going to be different about
what's gonna be different this time is 100% participation.
And not COVID.
And not COVID, and I think if we treat these things like we treat our dishes, treat them like you treat your dishes, except you don't even have to do that much. All you have to do is rinse it.
Treat them like China.
Treat them like China, absolutely. So that really is the critical difference between success and failure. And when I think of the little part that we're gonna play, compared to the big part that they are playing in the kitchen, I mean, you know, they didn't have to wash styrofoam, but they're gonna wash these and get them ready to return to us. That's why we need to return in a timely fashion, just like not washing your own dishes.
But the other thing is, if it goes to the kitchen, there are supervisors or managers in the kitchen. So, it should be being used again.
Well, we're not gonna be the police. We're not gonna be the green team police.
We have
But-
already started training with our staff, so definitely when they get returned to the kitchen, they're gonna be washed and they're gonna put back into circulation. Helga?
I was gonna say, one other difference is that we have all contributed this time to it. We had, you know, we all have donated points to the cost of this. I think that's a little bit of the difference to
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
that, you know, that we're invested in it. And we're gonna do a lot of educating, and you probably think of us as nags, but we are going to keep on top of this.
Good, good. Thank you.
Right, thanks for that. Did you hear that? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, just so about that nagging, how long can I keep those containers in my apartment? if
About
I
a day.
Don't wanna eat.
About a day.
We're hoping that everybody at some point comes down and gets breakfast, eats dinner, gets their mail throughout the course of the day. So we're hoping when you're coming to this general area, you just grab your containers and drop them off. I right now have ordered enough for about 3 days, knowing that we're not going to get something back immediately. So again, the more timely, the better. If you guys have leftovers that you're going to put in your freezer or things like that, we would prefer you transfer them to your own containers, not stick these in your freezers. So we would really like them back within the first 48 hours of you ordering something.
There will be more to come. There will be more reminders, there'll be more, and to the extent that we keep track of numbers and so forth, and turnover, we'll report that to you, so that we all stay on top and we all stay invested. And before long, it'll be just part of what we do, and we're gonna feel really good about it, so.
Mr. Fry?
Why are we paying $60 for something that doesn't total $60?
Okay, there you go, Tyler.
Jim will have a conversation after you and I, but for the general, it was decided by the Green Committee and by a large majority of over 90% yes, that this would happen, for an investment and engagement of the residents, to invest and be a part of this. So that's the decision that was made with the Green Committee and with the administration. Again, it's part of your points program, which is part of your monthly service fee. But Jim, you and I can chat afterwards for further dialogue.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, thank you. Next up is Ms. Yarko.
Good afternoon, everybody. Quick reminder that Easter is on Sunday. We are requiring that reservations be in by tomorrow at 4 p.m. So tomorrow by 4 you need to have a reservation or have your order placed for Sunday so we know what to prepare. Right now we have reservations for 98 people. So it's going to be a very busy day, so please make reservations. We have a lot of families coming, so we just want to make sure we're prepared and we prepare enough food for everybody. The second thing I have is online ordering. This is up and this is live for lunchtime. So if you're on your app where you can make reservations, right next to it there's a new little shopping cart that's appeared that says online, or orders, I believe it says. I have some information up here, kind of walks you through how to place an order, that if you want to pick up after State of the Castle, you can. Or I will stick around if you have some questions, I'll kind of walk you through it. If anybody tries to go on right now and place an order, there's going to be this big red box that appears that says it's not open for ordering. That's because lunch is over with. So you can place an order for lunch starting at 6 o'clock a.m. all the way up until 11:30 a.m. After 11:30, lunch ordering goes away. Okay, so we would like to do this until April 15th, and then I will turn on online ordering for dinner. So you can go on the app, you can place your order for lunch, and that would be for pickup or for delivery. There will be some things that you need to know yourself of, we have our weekly salad special, or we have our weekly sandwich of the week, or tonight we have our dinner special. That every day I'm not going to be able to update it and say that tonight is short ribs. It's just going to say dinner special. So you'll have to remember from looking at the menu that Thursday's dinner special is short ribs, so I'm going to order the dinner special, okay? Because otherwise it's just too time consuming to update daily. So check that out and let me know if there's any questions and I'll help you. Next week, Monday, Evan and I are having a little Touchtown update for the residents, and we can go over online ordering in there as well. Then I just have a couple of resident questions. The first question was, what are the hours for the 1884 and when can alcohol be purchased? Is this information posted anywhere? So the hours for the 1884, we open every day for lunch at 11:30 and we're open until 1. And then it reopens at 4 o'clock for cocktails, and then we're open till 6:30 or till dinner is finished. As you guys know, Nate does not work every day. We're in the process of hoping to get somebody trained on the days that Nate is off, but on the days that Nate is off, Tanya is always here, and she's more than willing to accommodate anybody's needs in the 1884 during those times. So alcohol can be purchased any time that the 1884 is open, so over lunch and through dinner. Any questions about that? The second question I have is, without comment cards, how do we efficiently communicate and suggestions regarding food and service? I can definitely put the comment cards back in the bistro for you guys to fill out, but this is where I'm going to need some help from the residents. If we're just being told dinner was good, service was good, service was bad, dinner was bad, I don't know what to do with that information. Because sometimes we'll get on a Sunday a card that says dinner service was good. I don't know when that dinner service was. So I will put the comment cards back, but I need you guys to give us more information. That the short ribs were really good, my server, and you can put names on there. You can say Majarko was really slow with service tonight. If I don't know what the problem is or what the good is, I don't know how to fix it or tell the people that they're doing a really great job. Any questions with that? No. My next question is, the food point prices are going up and there will be a green container deduction, but our 600 point allowance has not increased. Is the theory that those points will cover one meal per day, even with 25 point holidays with no alternative? My response for this is yes. That within your 600 points, you can definitely still get one meal a day. Could you eat tenderloin every night? No. Could you come to Easter brunch every day of the week? No. But those are kind of special occasions. If you come to Saturday night and get the tenderloin, you can eat within your 20-ish points a day. With the greater resident population than we ever had, I have seen more residents switch from the 600 points to the 400 points, as well as we still have about 40% of the residents who are using their points for sundries. So with the combination of those two, it makes me feel that we really can eat with 600 points a day. We have increased the price of a couple things, but that's just because for us internally it has gone up a little bit. Or we've made it better. So, a hamburger used to be 6 points, but now we're using a better burger and a better bun. So it's went up a little bit more to 8 points, then went up to 10 points when we switched to a little bit better of a bun. So you can still eat for 600 points a month, and it's a holiday. The holidays have a lot more work and effort that we put into them. So for the past year plus, all of the holidays have been the 25 points inclusive. So it's nothing new when it comes to holidays being a little bit more pricey. Any other questions for myself? No? All right, well, here is Eric.
Thank you, Majorca. Okay, I'll jump right into the question. The question was presented was, why are there so many lights on so late? It's a little ambiguous, it doesn't say whether it's resident apartments or hallways. So I'll try to address all of it. In the hallways, a lot of the lights are on simply because there's still services that are going on in the evenings. You have to have it open for, being a commercial building, we have to make sure that we're keeping the hallways lit for emergency services, fire department, ambulances, things like that. Typically, that's why the ones in the hallways are on. Some of the areas that were upgraded, we've set it up where it's actually on a logic system, where some of the lights will rotate off, so there's fewer lights on, but that are only in certain areas that have been renovated. Just furthermore, just another way to look at it is, a lot of all the lights we put in are all LEDs, so in comparison, they're probably anywhere between 2 and 10 watts, depending on the fixture. Whereas years ago, when the parking lot lights were on halogens, not LEDs, a halogen light would be somewhere around 300 to 400 watts. In each fixture that would be in the parking lots. Now it probably is in the ballpark of 800 watts for an entire building, if you had all the lights on. So the fixtures that were put in, they use so little wattage nowadays, it's incredible. So even though you do see them on, they're not pulling the amperage or the power. It's not a waste of money like it was once thought of. So could just be an irritation, but just from a price standpoint, it's not really that big a deal. And again, it's good to have them on in the hallways for the folks that do come and go in the evenings. Follow-up from 2 other older questions. One we were still dealing with, and we're kind of outside the window where it was the biggest problem, which is the freezing and the ice buildup on the windows. The apartments that we had identified to replace window panes, that's finally happening today. So Bob's Glass is here putting those window panes in, probably outside the period in which we get freezing, but it's Wisconsin, I'm not sure entirely until we're out of April. But we'll have to monitor that a little bit and see what impact the replacing of the glass had, because that was one of our approaches to see if we could get the windows to stop sweating as much. The other thing we'll be looking to do in fall is something we had not done in the past. When we do the filter change, we're probably going to come in and lock your windows for the winter. That's simply because the way the windows interconnect, there is a weather strip system that if you lock it properly, it will keep, it'll do a better job, let's put it that way. And I gotta evaluate the windows at the point in which they're being used the way the manufacturer intended. There's a couple windows where when you close them down and you lock them, it appears to be locked, but you hear a howling between the 2 panes, and that's just simply because those 2, I guess the weather stripping isn't fully engaged is the best way to put it. So that's something I'll be looking to do with the technicians this year is when we come to do the filters, we're gonna help lock your windows. Now you may open one because you like it open in the evening, that's just fine, but for the greater majority of your windows, I wanna see an improvement for your sake, so it's something we wanna try for next year. The other question that just wanna make sure you guys know we're still making progress was about the humidification system in Lake Terrace. We're still waiting on a proposal from Butters Fetting, and then we did follow up with another contractor, J.M. Brennan is also providing some proposals. So as soon as I have more, I'll be certain to share that. Any other questions? All right, Evan, you're up.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Evan, hi.
Hello. How many folks in here are using the app to sign up for activities so far? Don't lie, because I've seen a couple of you. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Our production and our views are way up on the app, so thank you for doing that. So starting April 1st, that'll click in 100%. As I said before, you can still go to the front desk and sign up as well. So if you don't use a phone, that's okay. That's not going to be an issue. Okay. Any questions with the apps? We're going to have as Margarika said, we're going to have a touchdown update. So please come to that. I'll be able to sit down with you individually and go through things. Okay. What's that? That is April 1st. So Monday. We're also gonna have one on the 15th as well, which is also a Monday, so. Lots of opportunities, 1 p.m. Thanks, Majorca. Barb,
What about the Android?
I have an update for you after this. A good update.
Yes.
Judy?
Here at Lindsay Hall.
Yes. All right. And then we had multiple questions in regards to the pool. So I'm not gonna read it, but there's some issues and some concerns with possible slipping. So we did order some more mats for in the meantime, but we're gonna have CG Schmidt come out and look at the pool again because there's so many concerns. In addition, we're gonna have Butters come out and look into the humidity. So the way the surface is, it can look pretty slick. Hopefully we haven't had any falls, so please be cautious. And if you need to wear footing in there, please, or shoes in there, or anything non-slip, please do.
Excuse me, when
Yes.
they come to check, I would like you to ask all of them to take off their shoes and socks and get their feet wet. Don't go walking around there and say, oh, it's perfectly fine.
Sure. We have CG Schmidt and Butters coming out, so we are taking that seriously. Yeah. I mean, it does look slick from looking at
It
it.
is slick.
Good.
I've been there.
Gotcha.
They gotta be barefoot,
Sure. So we'll look into that. We're taking it serious.
sounding scrappy, I know.
Sounding crabby? No. We want you guys to be safe. We want you to be safe, okay? Any other questions? Pool related, non-pool related, baseball related, activity related?
This is a good test. I had 2 grandkids over, both of them fell because there was water on the surface and they were down. So
Yep.
Fortunately,
Yep, we'll look into it and see what we can do. So
they're made of rubber.
to give a little more background there, to get our pool license, it had to be approved by the city, and it was approved by the city initially, or I shouldn't say initially. After all it was approved, we actually had another I don't know what you'd even call it, surface picked out, correct? So we'll look into it. If it's not right, we'll get you to do something. So want you guys to be safe.
I looked it up on the internet and it gave several different things that you can do if the tile is slippery.
Sure.
The old internet.
The old internet. Anything else, guys? Pass it over to Mike.
Thank you, Evan. I'm just gonna set these up here, so if you guys try to shoot things at me, it'll hit the bottles and not me. A couple of things. I actually have a rather lengthy report today, so I'm just gonna keep rolling right through it and ask for questions at the end. We are deep in the throes of planning for our 140th anniversary celebration. You all know we were created in 1884. 2024 is our 140th. We're all set for September 14th at St. Kate's, the Arts Hotel downtown. I want you to put that, all of you, I want you to put that on your calendars. It'll be black tie optional. If you look in your closet, you don't have that formal gown or that old tuxedo yet, come anyways. We'll all have a great time regardless of how you're dressed. A couple of things are happening as a result of that. But by the way, I did talk to John McGivern this morning. He's all set, lined up and ready to go, so we're looking forward to that. One of the first things we're doing in regard to an entire year's celebration is a cookbook. I know you've heard about this for the last 2 months already. If you've not yet gotten us your favorite home recipes, please do. You've got through the weekend, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week yet, Maureen has to typeset the entire book. So by the time she wraps it up, you probably have time to get 1 or 2 more recipes into us. If you haven't gotten any to us yet, at least send us 1. We'd love to see you represented in the book, and let it be a taste of the castle. Let everybody know that, you know, East Castle Place has a wonderful, vibrant community, and we want everyone to be able to enjoy and celebrate this. Another thing that we have going on regarding the 140th is we have the return of East Castle Place wine. This year, we have a Cabernet Sauvignon, and we also have a Chardonnay. We have a very, very limited supply of this. We specifically bought it for the dinner in September. We'll have them for sale that night. But in consultation with Tyler, we decided to put out an early bird special, if you will. We're gonna have a case or two of Chardonnay or Cabernet available for purchase, a bottle at a time. The price has gone up. They're $25 a bottle right now, but they are eminently worth it. They come from our good friend Rob Lewis at Lewis Station Winery in Lake Mills. He's worked with us 3 out of the last 4 times we got wine. You're gonna love it. This is the Cabernet Sauvignon, I think, was aged in bourbon barrels. It's really good, and with the Chardonnay, I mean, you can really taste the buttery in here. You're just gonna love it. So come and see me if you're interested in that. But we are setting aside a good portion of this for the evening of September 14th. So we look forward to that. I want you all to know that just this morning, I did hand out a monthly donor form for the Employee Appreciation Fund. For those of you that want to participate on an annual basis, but you don't want that one hit at the end of the year, you can give a monthly donation. And as I say, I just gave out one of the authorization forms this morning. You still have 7 more months to split that one big contribution into smaller amounts. Come see me or see anybody in accounting, and we can work you through that. In addition to that, I do have a couple of updates on other things that are going on. You saw in my most recent newsletter that a project that had been under works for 2.5 years finally came to fruition. Historic preservation tax credits. If you aren't familiar with that, the renovation we just went through qualifies for an offset of property taxes by the state of Wisconsin. We did in fact qualify because we are a National Historic Landmark, which was part of the process of qualifying for this. We ended up getting an award of credits, which we cannot use because we are tax exempt. We don't pay property tax. So we sold them to US Bank. The result of it was we netted about $3.1 million from that, and that offset some of the construction costs. So, you know, we're really pleased. We're grateful to US Bank. You know, we're grateful to the board for supporting the effort and Tyler getting behind it. So that did in fact take place. I'm also very pleased to tell you that we have recently been informed that we are the recipient of a major donation from a new charity, if you will, in town. It's not truly a foundation, it's a trust. It's the Isabel Bader Charitable Trust, which was created, I'm guessing, through her last will and testament, but I'm not really sure. But I presume that that's the case. We're the recipient of a $100,000 grant from the Isabel Bader Charitable Trust. The trustees, thank you. The trustees, we've actually been working on it since last August. It takes a while for these things to come to pass. The trustees specifically wanted us to know that Isabel cherished her relationship with our staff. And the funds will go to enhance the working environment for the staff, which makes a better environment for all of you as well. A major portion of the funds will be used to create an endowment, which means we never spend the money, we spend the interest on the money. And 2 things will be supported in perpetuity because of that. One is we will be able to provide an extra $2,000 worth of treasure chest scholarships every September, and that'll just go on ad infinitum. So every year we'll start the year with $2,000 in the bank that we will have available to award. A second portion of it is that to enhance employee morale, we have long had a tradition of 3 or 4 times a year providing them a lunch. Pizza, pasta, salad, whatever to staff. The Isabel Bader Charitable Trust trustees wanted to pay for that. So a large sum of money was set aside so that that doesn't come from East Castle Place's budget anymore. This will come from that. We will also be creating a lunch area outside that staff will be able to enjoy, seasonably appropriate, nice screening out there, some brand new picnic tables and things like that. And some ways for staff to celebrate the 140th anniversary as well. So we're really, really grateful to that, to the trustees of the Isabel Bader Charitable Trust. I also have another update for you on the treasure chest. You know that about 2 months ago, we informed you that we were the recipient of a wonderful, wonderful, a lazy boy style, if you will, electric chair. It was a recliner and a lift chair. If we did not sell it over a 2-month period, and it had a value of a little over $3,000. If it didn't sell, we were going to raffle it off. That has been put on hold. One of our residents has a potential health need, and we're working through that. If the chair can provide a therapeutic use for the donor, we're going to certainly recognize that. It may come back to us. We may be able to raffle it off yet. And that would be the use now. It did not sell during the 2-month period, so if it comes back to us, we will be raffling it off. But we wanted you to know because this was the time frame at which you expected an update on that. Last but not least, you know that within the next maybe 6 weeks or so, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, a fire pit in the courtyard, maybe 6 weeks or so that we'll be doing that. Okay, 6, 8 weeks, something like that. That was funded through the Community Enrichment Fund, a program that's overseen by 3 of your neighbors who review requests from you on how to fund items that slipped through the budget process. That fund, once we buy that fire pit, is pretty much tapped out right now. In the past, we've had people who donated cars and dedicated that money to the fund. Any money people want to donate can be dedicated to a fund like that, and we will honor that. If you say that something is to be used for the Employee Appreciation Fund or the Community Enrichment Fund, that's what it gets used for. That's a lot of information. Can I answer any questions for anybody? All right, happy Easter to all of you, and I will turn it back over to Tyler.
All right, well, thank you. Sometimes maybe we need to go over your agenda. Just kidding. I have a special guest that's going to join me here, Anna Landis. I'm sure who you all know. She did not make it on the agenda, but she's next to me, so I guess she wants to talk. Here she is.
Thank you for squeezing me in. Really appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to sneak in today because we only have 3 days left in the month of March here, which means we're at the end of a quarter. So what that means for us is I wanted to remind you of our resident referral program. So many of you know you are able to turn in a name of a friend who might be interested in learning more about East Castle Place so that my team can follow up, and you get rewarded by doing so when they move in. So we definitely encourage that because, of course, good friends make the best neighbors. So we take all the names that were submitted in the last quarter and we'll draw from a hat one of those, and you get a special prize in addition to that other prize when they move in. So I know we have 3 days left, so I don't want to cheat anyone out of being entered into this raffle. So I will, if you submit one in the next 3 days, enter you into the next quarter. But for this first quarter of the year, Tim and Margaret Shaywee are our winners of our little quarterly raffle. So, I mean, Margaret maybe can share her strategy with the rest of you sometime. But we appreciate, again, the support. Thank you. And I will be available after this, as well as my team is always available to fill out the form to get credit again into this raffle. So congrats, and thanks again for all of your support in our marketing efforts here. That's all.
And I just want to share quickly the prize for referring a friend if they move in, for both you and them.
Sure. So what I have in here is a number of things in our neighborhood to, again, support local that I hope you all can enjoy, Shaylee's. But then when someone does move into the community, you and your neighbor will, or the friend that you referred, will get $2,000 off of a monthly service fee. Not repetitively. Okay. For 1 month.
One time offer.
Yes, one time. But that, again, if you submit many friends, can add up over time. So I'll shout out Barb Hill and Pat Geiger for some of their submissions as well, and they are gonna, reap the reward of that here soon. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna.
All right, well, congratulations to the Shayleys, and enjoy and thank you. All right, so Teresa is not here, and neither is Lindsay, so you get me for both of them. So from a COVID standpoint, we currently do not have any COVID in the building, resident nor staff. So very pleased about that. Again, continue to monitor your symptoms. Hopefully we're running out of the flu season, so hopefully we're hinging on that. But again, continue to stay healthy. Please continue to inform Teresa Jenkins as if or you have symptoms. In my coffee with Tyler, the COVID clinic was brought up. And Tyler, because I'm obviously speaking for Teresa, opened his mouth without really knowing what was going on. Shocking. So, how many of you attended Teresa's presentation last week? Wonderful, wonderful. We'll be doing those on a quarterly basis. Out of that presentation, a COVID clinic was asked. Teresa reached out to North Shore Pharmacy, and North Shore said, absolutely, we will do a COVID clinic. The COVID clinic is taking place on Tuesday, April 2nd, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. What I did not know is that there's no sign-up needed. So many of you went to the front desk and said, where's the sign-up sheet? To my dismay, or to my surprise, Teresa said, we don't sign up. People just come to Lindsay Hall, they show their information, and they get their shot, and they're on their way. Same process, everyone. Same process. Come to Lindsay Hall between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. and you will receive a COVID vaccine. It is only the COVID vaccine. I do and strongly suggest that you check with your physician to ensure you are eligible, which again, eligibility is varied anywhere between 60 and 90 days. The last COVID clinic East Castle held was October. So we are well past that 90-day window. And so that's why April 2nd, North Shore Pharmacy will be coming back. So I apologize for the initial confusion I created during my coffee with Tyler when I said there would be a sign-up. Wanted to retract that and just say, come on down to Lindsay Hall, April 2nd, from 9 to 1, of course, with your physician's approval. All right. Now, a couple of questions that I have. Resident comment. Not happy about the removal of bushes at the parking lot entrance. So, if you remember, and we're at the last 2 or 3 State of the Castles, the comment was made, please trim or get rid of the bushes by the parking lot to make it safe for pedestrians. So, Eric, in his wisdom, tried to find the median like he always does, and had Davies trim the bushes. Davey started trimming and said, these are dead. They are past their useful life. We need to pull them out. I then said, Eric, let's pull them out. We'll make everybody happy. Except for this resident that is unhappy with the bushes. So, Eric and I have discussed we may replant 2 small juniper-type bushes there to bring back some greenery there. Or we may go grass. So, again, more to come. Again, the reason those were taken out was because of the safety concern for pedestrians that were crossing the path as you go up the underground part. So, I apologize. I thought we were heading in the right direction. Almost. I have had to wait a long time to find someone to open the door outside Bradford Terrace, or outside Bradford doors to enter. No one was at the reception desk. Teresa and I chatted about this, and our receptionists from time to time do need to use the restroom, and at times are asking somebody to cover the front desk. During the day, you'll see Cooper or Maureen or Mia or one of the other receptionists or reception relievers there during lunch, so that they can take an extended break. If you happen that hit it right at that, I apologize, and patience would be helpful, as safety is our priority, and obviously safety is why those doors are locked and you have to be let in. Also, I talked with Eric today. We are going to see if we can reconnect that B1 key into the front door, so that anytime you go through that front door through construction it got disconnected, you can utilize your B1 key. That will open the door, and you don't need a receptionist to open that for you. So, I apologize for the long wait. I know that we do have coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I do know at times the front desk receptionist will be in the back doing package work or going to the restroom. Hopefully somebody walks past. Otherwise, we will find another solution, and then you can come through the front door at any given time and utilize your B1 key. So Eric and I have that as a note to maybe get that hooked back up. And then the last comment is, please remind pet owners that they need to clean up after their dog's waste. I will echo that, please, for our pet owners. We love our four-legged friends. We do have a pet policy in place. Part of that pet policy and pet agreement that we have with you is that you are responsible for cleaning up your pet's waste. That means both outside, as you're taking your pet, also inside. If they happen to have an accident in their apartment, in your apartment, you are still responsible for cleaning that up. It should not wait for our housekeeping staff, right? Also, if your pet happens to go outside in the common areas, we would ask that you notify and get a piece of napkin or something, notify the front desk that something has occurred, so that we can assist you in cleaning up, but ultimately that is your responsibility. So again, as the snow melts, there are pet depository boxes around. We encourage you and require you to do that. And again, appreciate your understanding of that, appreciate your compliance with that, so that we can continue to enjoy all of our four-legged friends here at the community. Are there any questions? Yes, Celeste.
Going back to the vaccines, we didn't take advantage of it last time, but we did hear complaints from people that, oh, come on down, but everybody was down here, and then they had to wait.
So the comment from Celeste is that they didn't take the shot, but for those of you that did, it was maybe a little bit more clustered at the initial time. I'm guessing everybody came down at 9 a.m. and had to wait. That's where I guess I would encourage you. Obviously we need people down here at 9, but maybe don't all plan to come right at 9 a.m. There's enough vaccine for that time frame. So again, plan your day accordingly. Maybe come and go. But Teresa, was very insistent and very confident about the way that it was done last time. So I let her kind of run with that. So appreciate the feedback. Are there any other questions? Well, if not, I do on a personal note, I will be out of the office for an extended period of time beginning April 11th. April 11th is a Thursday, and then I'll return to the office April 29th. My wife and I and 2 sons who are of the ages of 1 and 3 are taking a 15-hour flight to South Korea. So, which we're very excited about. The 15-hour flight is the nervous part. So, we're very excited. We're going to spend 2 weeks there, and then the time change. You will not probably want to see me on the Friday that I get back, since they're 14 hours ahead. I leave South Korea at 11 a.m. and I get back to the States at 10 a.m. the same day. So that's what we get to work with. So very excited though. So again, Lindsay DeGute, Associate Executive Director, will be here The wonderful group of directors you saw today will be here, and most importantly, all of our staff will remain. So just know I will not be able to respond. Also, you may not want me to because it may be 6 a.m. there and 10 p.m. here. So there's that. All right. If there's any other questions, please feel free to stick around and find one of us. Otherwise, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Go Marquette. Big Marquette fan here. No, the biggest one is back in the corner. Anna almost said you retired from Marquette. Anna graduated from Marquette. So, how many Marquette grads? All right, there we go. All right, let's go Golden Eagles. 6:09 p.m. Friday. So, tune in. What? You're still Warriors? Oh. Okay, that's going to be a debate. Warriors, and they were still Marquette, though, right? Can't go wrong with Marquette. All right. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you, everyone.